episode 201 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh. Today we've got a great show in store for you. We've got an amazing house at 1414 Bronson that you don't want to miss.
And in our second segment today, we're going to talk about how to lower your interest rate when you're a buyer. We have a really interesting idea for you.
It is really interesting, out of the box. Haven't heard of it before in 14 years. Mm-hmm. So 'tis the season. Let's take a look at this. Oh, Dallas is back to normal.
Yeah.
We have had the state fair for 3 weeks. We have Texas OU weekend. And I mean, God bless everybody. It was an amazing time, but traffic took its toll on us, I feel like.
Did. I mean, if you got anywhere near downtown, and the fair is not even downtown, it's in Fair Park, south and east of downtown.
I got caught in the 4 o'clock traffic on 75 after the game, Texas OU weekend. And I was like, what is happening? And we were trying to meet up with friends, and they were at the Rustic in Uptown, and we said, this isn't going to happen. We're going to circle back at 6:30. You guys are safe where you are. Don't try to leave right now.
Speaking of Texas OU game, a buddy of mine has a video that was sitting in the stands, and this was at the toward the end of the game, and he's panning like this, and you see the states are just filled, and people are cheering and on their feet and screaming, and all of a sudden you get to the Oklahoma side, and I mean, there were like 1% of the people that are left there on the Oklahoma side. I felt embarrassed for Oklahoma.
Let's just say that Oklahoma got the first round of the Fletcher Corny Dogs at the state fair that day.
They did. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, I talked a couple of episodes ago about doing my first wedding for a couple of friends of mine, for Tim and Morgan, and we've got some of the pictures back, and I just wanted to show those because they had this wedding at this really cool venue down near Waxahachie where they had alpacas. I thought this was a really cool thing to do. There's me doing the thing, doing my part of it. And I was as nervous as Morgan. And then here's Adrian and I with Morgan. This was actually taken before the ceremony. This was in the getting ready part of it.
That's a great photo.
But it was just a really, really great photo.
So beautiful.
And here's the group that was at the event.
The Mayhems.
We had so much fun. That is a concrete slab that we danced on until we had to be out of the venue at 11, and we danced on that slab until like 10:55.
And then the power goes, lights come up. They're like, they start playing that song, "You Don't Have to Go Home, but You Can't Stay Here."
Right, exactly.
They're like, and that's enough. What a good time. What a good time. Well, let's talk a little bit about what's happening in the Dallas County market. This is a good time when we actually take a look at some of those headlines and zero in on what's actually happening. So this is what's going on in Dallas.
This is the Market Watch for the week ending October 26, 2022. And our coming soons are down this week. We're looking just at Dallas County numbers here. They're down to 58. New listings are also down about 2% from last week, down to 424. And then our option period properties, which is really kind of the first phase that contracts go into, is up 12% to 314.
And then when we look at pending, we're also up 5%. The week before was 124 units, and now we're up to 130. And then the solds, and that is actually down 17%. That is at 274, and we will likely see that kick back up as everything for the end of the month begins to close out. We will just normally see that larger tick up. What we want to also point out is that the 30-year conforming mortgage rate is also at 7.1% right now. Can you believe that?
They're definitely going up, and I think it's doing what the Fed said that it should do, is slow the market down.
Yep, and absolutely. So one of the things that we can do is we can actually create this for you. If there's a zip code or a school district or even a building that you'd like to know information about, we can set this up. Just let us know, and we'll be happy to make that happen.
So I really enjoy doing those because there is a really good touch point in the market when you watch it week to week and kind of see what's going on, whether you're a buyer or seller or you just want to know what's going on. I think it's a really great piece of data.
It really is. And if it's an area that you're interested in, whether it's a zip code, a school district, let us know. We can put these portals together. You'll get information in real time, and it can really make the difference given the market seems to be having a lot of ping-ponging. Those clean, good, well-priced homes still move out in days.
Speaking of clean, well-priced homes,
Woo, good catch on that handoff.
let's look at 1414 Bronson. This is a really, really cool 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, a little over 2,000 square feet. And this is in Old East Dallas.
And this is, I used to live in this area, and I used to call it epicenter adjacent because you could literally, that was also when the little scooters were around. You could take a scooter from this area and get over to lower Greenville. You could take a scooter and you could be over in East Dallas, it's over to West Village. It just made those evenings and those weekends that much easier. And Uber is really cheap when you live that close to everything.
It is, and you go straight up Lemon Avenue for if you're going to Love Field.
Mhm.
So you probably a 15 to 20 minute commute up there. If you got to go out of DFW, that's still not that much farther. It's probably a 25 to 30 minute commute, but still very, very convenient considering the size of our city.
And if you work downtown, this is a great inn, whether it's Live Oak or Ross Avenue that you're taking in. This is such an easy thing. And given the fact that if you do, I'm going to jump and do a different one real quick. Zach, we're going to actually, if you take Ross Avenue and head in, that is actually going to take you directly into the Dallas Art District.
Oh, yeah.
And this is one of those elements in Dallas that is critical. It has done such amazing growth within the last 10 years. You can see here as we come in from the north how much there is to do in Dallas now, whether it's Hamilton, the ballet, or whatever.
We have so much live performance, whether it is the symphony, the Turtle Creek Chorale, the Dallas Black Dance Theater, just anything at AT&T. It's all of it's amazing.
Yep, and East Dallas has its own answer to the K-Trail Ice House, and that happens to be the Truck Yard.
Yeah.
And the Truck Yard is a staple for East Dallas these days. It has actually its own live event area, so smaller performers play. Food trucks also show up, and a great selection of beers and drinks.
And they've got their own little kitchen there that does open face sandwiches, and it's really just a very simple place to go.
It is, and it is a great Saturday fun day, Sunday fun day, as you can see here, and it is pet friendly. So you've got to definitely go take a quick look at this one. You will not be disappointed, and it is a great place to take visitors from out of town.
It really is. And,
So-
the Dallas Arboretum is also very, very convenient. This time of year, the Arboretum starts into their fall pumpkin fest. They used over 100,000 pumpkins and gourds this year.
We actually heard them speak at one of our Eve meetings one time, and they had something like 300 different type of gourds here. It is amazing. You don't want to miss it. This is one of the seasons not to miss. It's like tulip season in the spring. Don't miss the Dallas Arboretum. It is full of color, and Dallas doesn't get a ton of color, so take advantage of this.
Absolutely. So jumping into our property today, this is 1414 Bronson Court, and this is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, a little over 2,000 square feet. That's priced at $529,000.
And as you can see here, they've done a really great job of keeping the facade more of a brownstone with the bricks that I really appreciate. And as you come in, they have done a great job of maintaining costs by giving you the really great polished concrete floors, and it is a really great element. It is also one of the key factors in increasing your energy efficiency rating of the home. So kudos to this builder for actually taking that into consideration. Also downstairs, one of the great things is that you have this downstairs office or another bedroom if you'd like.
Yeah, really great room. Love the windows. Love how they only took a portion of, used a third window that was only a smaller size there.
And it's surprising to me because as you see in this next picture that we're going to take a look at, it actually has enough room here for both the office chair and the sofa, which is a really good sized room. And this one I think is really well laid out. I think this one deserves a Murphy bed as well, just so you can make best use of the space. And as we head upstairs through the Art of Matterport, we will take a look at you have your half bath.
Right at the top of the stairs. And this is really a bit separated off of the entry into that second floor. So it doesn't, it's not just stuck right out there.
Yep, and as you pivot back around, you can see we're on hardwood floors. And this is a great concept. We see this time and time again because it is such a solid floor plan, is that it opens up to both the combination of living, dining, and kitchen. And I think it's so important because I think there is versatility and flexibility with buyers that live in these spaces. So you can push things around, you can spin things around depending on who you have over. This one right here has a really great strong wall that I think is always critical and sometimes overmissed for the TV. You've got to have that focal wall for your TV.
You really do. And these have high ceilings on every floor. You've still got really great light on both ends of the building with the windows in the kitchen. A lot of developers miss that part of it, and I really do think it adds a value to being in the kitchen.
Yep, and I think over the time we've seen a lot more of these houses where the dining room is actually using more of a banquette combination where it sits in the built-in cushions, and that really allows you to have more room. And this would be one of those perfect examples of that. This one also, you could easily flip the couch orientation around, face the other way, and you have a really beautiful wall that is accenting a great fireplace. Mm-hmm. So you have options in this house that we don't always see that are really important. Even though we don't use the fireplace that often, this one is great because it is gas.
It is. And this has a Lennox 16 SEER system with multiple zones in it. So you've got, the way the baffling systems work now is just incredibly different than they did even 10 years ago.
Absolutely. And you can see here this really large kitchen. So if you don't have enough in your large master closet, just store some of your sweaters down here. I'm sure there'll be plenty of room. You also have built-in oven and microwave, which is great. I also like the fact that the gas cooktop has a really nice and clever continuation of the cabinet look for the vent hood.
And they've done this really intricate backsplash that I think kind of sets it off. It's just a very simple tile, but it doesn't take away from the kitchen.
Absolutely not. And we've got the hardwood floors that continue in here. One of the things also that we want to quickly point out is that it does have a Honeywell T6 Pro Z-Wave programmable thermostat that runs the house. Also, it has a Schlegel connection smart deadbolt downstairs.
Ring doorbell. It also has the solar ring camera above the garage that stays. This is one of the upstairs bedrooms that they use as an office music studio. Great sized room. Does have ensuite bath. The light up here is also very, very good, just like it is downstairs.
And the master, I was so impressed to see the size of this master, because we get into some of these condos when they're under 2,000 square feet and they don't always have that really big master. And I think you really have to, just given the fact the size of furniture these days. Here, I bet those end tables are probably 36 to 42. This is a king size bed, 4-poster, and it doesn't feel like it is taking over the entire room. High ceilings again in here, which again is so important. They did a great job of keeping that ceiling fan a hugger rather than dropping it too far down.
And this is master bath with the double vanity, double sink vanity. I like these have the very hidden pulls on them, which makes them not obtrusive, but still gives you the ability to open the doors without staying. And this is the hallway that leads up to the 360 square foot, 600 square feet rooftop deck. And And
what's great about this little space right here is that they have smartly set it up as the second office, which I think is a great extra. The other thing too that would go really great here would be a little beverage refrigerator.
It really would. And the door going outside, as you can tell, they've done the cafe lights up there, which I think give it a really nice feel at night. It's a very inexpensive way to really brighten an area up.
What a great little patio, because it does have the privacy. The other thing too is, as you were saying with the cafe lights, but the great thing is the way that this is situated, you don't get burned up by the really tough west sun, which is really kind of obnoxious in the summer if you haven't been here. But you really have really great iron railing on either side that allow you this really wonderful view of downtown.
And this has a 10-year structural warranty on it that transfers to the new buyer. Your HOA fee includes insurance on the structure, yard maintenance, management company reserves, taxes for the common areas, irrigation, and common area electricity.
So as you can see here, Jeff couldn't help it, had to break out his drone and take us for a spin. So you get a really good idea of what's coming up and what you can see.
So 1414 Bronson Court is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage built in 2019. It's a little over 2,000 square feet, priced at $529,000, and that brings it in about $503 a square foot.
Yep, and we want to say thank you so much to Adam Murphy for allowing us to feature that home. Also, If this is a house that you would like to take a look at, check out the comments. We've got a link directly to it. You can see all the photos, share them with your friends and family. If it's a home you want to see, let us know. We'd be happy to make that happen.
And with that, we'll be right back. Did you know there are a lot of ways you can keep up with us? For starters, every Wednesday at noon, we host Sold with Updike Pugh, live from our Facebook and YouTube channels. Our show is dedicated to featuring some of the best homes in the Dallas market and about sharing timely information about market trends. But don't worry if you miss the show, because you can always listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.
Still want more? Follow us on Instagram, where you get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a realtor. It's not always previewing homes for clients or getting them ready to go live in MLS. Lastly, visit our website and you'll be able to create a custom home search tailored specifically to your wants and needs that's timely and accurate. Whether it's square foot, location, or the neighborhood, we have you covered.
If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, we can help with that too. Just visit homeprice.fyi, enter a few pieces of information like your home address, and we'll email you a price. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the second segment, episode 201 of Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today we want to give you a quick overview on how buy-downs can add value for both buyers and sellers.
You know, with interest rates being as low as they've been now forever, now that they're popping up, buyers are looking at this and they're saying, wait, that's going to cost me what?
Yep. And this is a really interesting time, because this is also one of the elements that does benefit both the buyer and the seller. And because typically we don't see it happen quite so much, especially as lopsided as the market has been right now.
Yeah.
Buyers have really had to dig deep to make things happen, and sellers have been able to just put anything on the market for quite some time.
So I'm the king of slides. We're only going to show you one today.
One.
But
it has a ton of information.
It does. So pop that up and let's kind of walk through the difference here.
And so what we're talking about right here is if we had a house that was $750,000, and you can see in that first column, we're going to talk about full price offer, and it breaks it down to the loan to value of 80%, the loan amount of $600. Looking at the rate, we want to really talk about that 7% interest rate, and the APR does jump up to 7.05, but that is also us only taking into consideration right now principal and interest, because taxes and insurance will vary from area to area. And so this is just really helping us be able to look at apples to apples when we go across the board.
So that's in a full price offer, 7% interest, 80% loan to value. That payment's going to be $3,992 a month on principal and interest.
So say that the house couldn't quite go under contract as fast as you'd like. So the first option would be to take and make a price reduction. And so in the second middle column, what we're going to talk about is doing a 20% or a $20,000 price reduction. So that would bring the sales price to $730,000. Everything else goes down the same. Now, what we're going to talk a little bit different is that the monthly payment goes down to $106 for the seller. It also, or the buyer, and it also decreases the amount to close by $4,000, which in a 10-year savings would be $10,502, and a total of $14,502 in savings to the buyer at a price reduction of $20,000 to the seller.
And so in the last column, we're going to talk about the seller offering to do this buy down for the buyer to get them a better interest rate. So leaving that sales price at $750,000, no price reduction, 80% loan to value. The loan amount is $600,000, but by paying a little bit, by the seller paying $12,000 at closing, they are going to allow that buyer to get an interest rate of 6.125.
So that is actually 2 points down, and that adjustment of 2 points down actually puts a total of $5,200 or $52,000 in the buyer's pocket at the end of the term. This also, when we said, gives buyers and sellers both a win. It gives the seller the full price on the house.
It does. It makes so much sense for buyers because, basically the seller is paying some prepaid interest for the buyer, getting them a lower interest rate, and them saving some, keeping some money, and then the buyer also saving some money.
And this is the first time that I have ever seen this done. But then again, this is the first time that in real estate I've ever had interest rates 7%. And so it's really interesting to see that this creativity in the marketplace really showed up within 3 weeks of rates going up. I mean, almost immediately. And so this is a really great way for both buyers and sellers to come out ahead in this little market.
Like we've always said, just, marry the house and date the interest rate.
Absolutely. So we hope you found this interesting. It was a quick second segment, but it's packed full of really great information. If you would like us to help you and kind of break that down a little slower for you, we are happy to do that.
We will.
And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.
When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.